infantry weapon of the 18th century. It's a flintlock musket. Now, when you call a weapon a musket, that means a couple specific things. Muskets are always military weapons, and they're smooth bore firearms. They're not rifles. So, unlike a rifle, it doesn't spin ball for accurate shot. Where this, I'm not exactly sure where the ball is going to any distance. So, it's not nearly as accurate as a rifle. The effective range on this is about 80 to 100 yards, about a football. Now, rifling has been around since the late 1400s. Rifles are nothing new. They go way, way back in history. So they certainly had rifles by this time, and they are very accurate compared to this. But rifles don't make effective military weapons yet, and they won't until closer to the Civil War period for a few reasons. For one, this is a lot cheaper to make than a rifle. In fact, it's 4 times less expensive to make than a rifle. That's because it's mass-produced. Nations that have armies need lots of weapons, so they mass-produce it, make a lot of them. That makes the cost go down. It also means they be standardized. And you don't see this with rifles one bit, because there was never any mass production of rifles. Rifles remain small gunsmith shops. Every gunsmith made them differently. There's no 2 rifles alike. So imagine equipping an army with rifles, completely with rifles. That means every soldier will have a different weapon that needs different ammunition. How's that sound? Yeah, not very effective. That's a couple of reasons it's a better military weapon. But I would say the most important reason is the fact that this takes about 15 to 20 seconds to load, making it the fastest loading weapon in the world at the time. A rifle, although very accurate, could take up to a minute or more to load. So for a soldier on the field, what's more important, rate of fire or accuracy? It's a rate of fire. That's always been true. It's even true today. Now let's say, on the other hand, you're out with hunting. When you're hunting, you want one good, accurate shot to bring that animal down, because if you miss it, it's long gone. So in our time period, rifles are not even meant for military use. Rifles are hunting weapons. Muskets are military weapons. Of course, all armies this time period will use a few riflemen in their ranks, but riflemen in armies will be specialized troops. They'd be engaging the enemy with light infantry, skirmishing, otherwise snipers might be used today. So the vast majority of soldiers in every army have a weapon very, very similar to one I'm holding. This particular one is the French version of the musket. It's called a Charlemagne. It's a very important weapon to the American army because France supplies almost 200,000 of these to the American army. That's a lot of muskets. So yeah, we can't underestimate the help of the French in winning our independence. We're also still using a lot of British weapons. You might have heard it's called the Brown Bess musket as a big thing. It's a common weapon, especially early in the war on the American side, because we are British colonies after all. We have a lot of them. One thing we don't use is American muskets, and there's a good reason. They don't exist. Yeah, we don't have manufacturing capacity in the colonies to produce large amounts of anything. So first, American muskets will be about 1790s, and they will be direct copies of the French musket. The main difference between the 2 muskets is the French Charlemagne is a 69 caliber gun. The British Brown Bess was a 75 caliber gun. So these are big bore weapons. I mentioned about being flintlock, referring to the firing mechanism. So flintlock, you have a piece of flint that's right here. It's just a hard piece of stone. So when I pull a trigger, the flint engages the steel hammer. And when flint strikes steel, what should we get? A spark right in the turn. That should ignite the powder of the barrel. The key word in all that is should. It doesn't happen all the time. A lot can go wrong with this. Wet weather really affects it. So compared to a modern firearm, it's got a relatively high misfire. So the limitations of this weapon are its high misfire rate. In fact, that's not that accurate at distance. Well, what these limitations tell you is that the only effective use of this type of weapon on a battlefield is to mass your firepower. And that means getting lots of soldiers close together, shooting together at the same time, at the same target. As an individual weapon, the way modern troops use theirs, it would be useless because unless you're really, really close to the enemy, nobody's going to do anything. So again, mass your firepower. And that means using what we call linear tactics or linear formations.